9 p.m. Do you know what I'm supposed to say right now? Hi, I'm Gary. Welcome to Fladge Rants Live.
Have you seen the intro?
Balderdash.
I never interrupt. Have you? It's 10 o'clock. Have you seen the intro?
Oh yeah, I just did, but I just blinded myself. I'm putting the bald in Balderdash. I'm actually making it balder. I think that's the topic today. A lot of the words that correspond with that, malarkey, blarney, and if you're hoodwinked, they're all fun words to say. They're all cool. But this is our Fladgecast about if you're being duped. Are you? Do you have sufficient reason to believe what you're the line you're being fed? Are you being fed sold a bill of goods? Well, the original guy that got me into the rabbit hole. Brady, that's a cue of some sort.
Oh, okay.
The original, the guy who drew me into the rabbit hole.
That right now you're feeling a bit like Alice. Tumbling
down the rabbit hole, down the rabbit hole, down the rabbit hole.
Was Jordan Maxwell, also David Icke to a lesser extent, but both of them had some stuff that was really questionable, really made me like the core of the material was really smart, well thought out, well thoroughly researched, and reasonable. And then they had this additional stuff that I just had to say, balderdash. In the case of Jordan Maxwell, it was his Close Encounters. Now, a lot of the stuff I like to cover, Close Encounters of the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth kind. Sound like nonsense. We talked about the Grimoire of a Brumlin, Bigfoot. We've covered, we've had a whole cryptids show, and a lot of these I've covered Hollow Earth. I've covered Hollow Moon. A lot of things that are just so hard to believe. So I spent the week catching up, like binging Ripley's Believe It or Not, the old one with Jack Palance. And I'm going to share a couple of those stories, but mostly my takeaway, let's see. I listened to some horror stories, ghost stories, that kind of stuff. But they were always with a male narrator, and sometimes they were narrated from a woman's perspective. So it just sounded weird. The guy saying, "So my husband," like, what? This is weird. So I thought that was a little strange. And so back to Jordan Maxwell. He had some close encounters, and he claimed that there was a strange man that approached him, told him he was going to have these close encounters, described them in advance, 15 years before it happened, and he told these tales in such a way that it made you really want to believe, because he put some details in there that I would have frankly left out. He said he was so scared he was crying. Imagine a grown man saying he was so scared he was crying. But let me tell you one of these stories, and you tell me if it's balderdash. This was my favorite from the week. It was a guy gets a job from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. at a gas station. $20 an hour. That's pretty good pay for just sitting there. He wanted a job where he could study. He was just going to school to become a veterinary technician, a veterinary assistant. And he wanted to be able to sit there and study. And when he had to work, he could, put his books aside and do his job. But he mostly just sat there and studied. So when he was hired in, he said, the guy said, I work from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. You cover the other 12 hours. It's just the two of us. This red notebook has everything you need to know. And 6 p.m., guy left. New guy was in charge. He opens up the book and it says, when the sky is purple, close down the camp road. Now, this was a gas station right at an entrance of a national forest. And rule 2, after close down the park if there's purple sky. A lot of weird color things going on here. Rule 2, encourage travelers to drive 2 hours north and go to the next campsite, and they've got a waterfront campsite, and try to get them to take that. If you can't persuade them to do that, however, do everything in your power to make them get rid of anything that they have that is red. So he gets his first customer, and she's wearing a red jacket. And he said, you really shouldn't wear that red jacket. He couldn't think of anything, so he just said, the mosquitoes are attracted. And she said she's not afraid of the mosquitoes, and she left. And so when the owner came in the next morning to relieve him, he said, I couldn't get this lady to change her red jacket. He said, there's only so much you can do. You did your best. You did what the notebook said. Don't worry about it. But keep in mind, everything in my store is available. Maybe you could trade them. Like if they have a red jacket, offer them a blue one in exchange for it. So the next night, he gets word that the lady in the red jacket had been murdered. The rule 4, when there is red lightning or something like that, not only close the camp, but go in and get all the campers and evacuate. And so he, as he kept reading the rules, he found out about the Watcher exists and how to get people out of there. So anyway, the purple sky shows up, so he has to close the camp street, the road that leads into the camp, and hop into the wrecker. He's got a tow truck that belongs at the gas station filled with emergency equipment. And he drives in there, and the rule said, listen to the crow, follow the dog, like all these things. And the crow shows up, warns him, dog leads him into the park, leads him to each and every one of the campers. He says, get out of here, pack up, get out of here. And he gets everybody to get out of there. The dog's leading him to the last camper, and he sees a red ball floating towards the tree line, toward where the wind is coming from, so not the way a balloon would fly. And then he sees a tall, thin man in a black outfit and a black wide brim hat, and he assumes that that's the Watcher. And I say Balderdash, but it was an interesting story. I saw a lot of time slip stories. I saw bunches of ghosts, unexplained things, a bunch of alien abduction things, and I just had to call Balderdash on all of them. Another thing I did this week is I finished my January Blade. This one says Illusion Street, and it is not attached, so it's kind of loose here. But it would cut if I would just bolt it where I'm supposed to. But I just wanted to start on my new one.
How much wood would it cut?
Which is here. And I haven't drifted in the holes for the handle yet, but gosh.
Yeah, they don't call it bolted either. You don't bolt it.
What do? I've got...
I'm no swordsmith, but I would assume you would rivet it, but
Is that our call? Are we in?
Well, I bought corgi bolts for it. So, I mean, when I put the corgi bolts through it, I think that'd be bolted.
Isn't Yeah, I mean, sure, you can bolt it, but I think they rivet it. But I don't know why you're putting bolts in dogs anyway. Corgi?
Yeah, that's what they're called. I bought them by their name, So Corgi Bolt. But yeah, this is my new one, and this is this is the other half of it that I cut it off of. That took some doing. I had to slice it right here, and I used my handy dandy giant maul with the tiny little handle and my handy dandy tongs. That you might
Wait.
say Balderdash, but I did it myself.
You
And then yeah.
hold on. You cut the
What?
piece of metal with an axe?
Yeah,
Oh my lord. What?
and it's not. This isn't attached either. This is
I
like
mean,
loose.
if you gotta get it done, sure, that's a way. But
Couldn't you?
Yeah. Well,
Couldn't you just use
well,
the axe for whatever you're making the knife for?
worked it. Yeah.
oh yeah, I'll just use the axe.
I've never
But-
said this before, but I've worked in metal fabrication for over how old am I? For over 15 years, maybe close to 20. And that's just funny to me. Yeah, I like your hockey stick. Like a little mini stick. You play in the
Yeah.
basement?
Well, most of a hockey stick is handle, right? So I made the handle out of a hockey stick. I think this is cool looking.
It depends on how much you're grabbing. Oh, please don't fuck me over again.
Hey, why is your screen black?
Oh,
Because it's Black History Month, motherfucker.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
is it?
great. Good call. Good call.
Whose screen are you talking about? Mine? Yours?
It's I can see it on the feed, but it's black on the.
Who?
I don't know.
Who are you speaking of?
Well,
There's
no,
myriad screens here, sir. There's myriad screens.
am I here?
I got one screen.
I
You
wonder
got
what's
mine
going on.
Balderdash.
No, I can see everybody.
Oh, I can
What do
see
you guys-
it.
Dash.
What do you guys think of this? Watch this. US?
Balderdash.
UK?
Balderdash.
US?
Balderdash.
There's
Oh,
no U in
Balderdash.
UK?
Balderdash.
US?
Balderdash.
UK?
Balderdash.
ooh.
One sounds really
Balderdash versus
kind of like an
Balderdash.
one sounds retarded and one sounds kind of like a pretentious asshole. No offense,
Right.
Britain.
This is
Sounds like
our
a
second
big guy.
How do you
topic
say
that
it?
is also a board game.
Wait, see,
Because
Gary
kids-
left,
kids
and I
let
think he
balls
muted
down.
it. We all know whose fault that is.
Why don't they have
Well,
the
I
urban
didn't-
pronunciation?
I
They should
mean,
have an
what?
urban pronunciation. It should be Balderdash and shit.
Your screen went out for a second. When that happens, it mutes you.
Oh,
Still don't
how do
like.
I unmute me?
Balderdash.
You're unmuted.
Balderdash.
Oh, okay.
You're unmuted, or you're unmuted.
Balderdash.
They also say bollocks.
Wait,
Oh,
Balderdash.
what kind of a sentence is that? What website did you find this? Balderdash. He bluldered indignantly. He spluttered. Wait, what did I say?
Spluttered in. I don't know.
Baldered.
You just spluttered indignantly.
Well, that's Balderdash.
Correct.
Huh.
I kind of like how soft the UK guy is.
Balderdash.
What is splutter? I need to look up what spluttered means.
Balderdash.
We can do
Spluttered.
that on a motherfucking computer, yo. Oh shit, it's still zoomed in.
What if?
Oh no.
I just use the phrase ridiculous nonsense
Splutter.
just as much as I say like such
making
as.
a series of short, explosive spitting or choking sounds.
Interesting. That sounds hot.
My definition is way better.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Splutter.
That's the verb. So the verb of splutter is making the series of short, explosive spitting or choking sounds. The noun is a short, explosive spitting or choking noise. So it is either doing the or the actual
So there's
noise itself.
Lots of spluttering in porn, right?
Splutter.
Splutter.
No, what's the UK?
Splutter.
Splatter.
But
That
You gotta
sounds
get
like
a-
the porn version.
Splatter versus splatter.
Splutter.
Splutter.
Wait, there was a third one. Was that you?
yeah, that was Drawer.
No, that was Gary going tee hee. He was doing his Michael Jackson impersonation. Splatter. Splatter. Let's go back to the fucking topic at hand, gentlemen, before we.
Balderdash.
Well, would it be Balderdash if somebody told you that there was a real pandemic, even though
Balderdash.
it wasn't real, and that we had to stay home and trash the economy? Roll the clip, Brady.
Well, hold on.
I
We
think
can
that's
roll
an
the-
understatement.
You can roll the clip. Do you have a clip to roll?
No,
Yeah,
he just
No, that's fine.
He just says that out of the blue.
We can have a random white girl explain to us Balderdash.
No. Okay.
Oh, hold on. No, this is random.
Hold on a second. No, that's
Hold on,
fine.
my
I
bad.
mean,
No,
I
no.
don't see color.
need-
I don't see color.
No. We don't need to play that one yet.
Way to go.
Hello.
Oh, this is the word of
Welcome
the
to
week.
Write a Girl's Word of
Hello.
the Week, a weekly video series where we share some of our favorite words with you. My name is Katie Snyder, and I'm a project coordinator at Write a Girl.
Hi, Katie
This
Snyder.
week, I'm here to tell you all about the word balderdash. Balderdash
All
is a
about it.
noun that means senseless talk.
It
or
must have
writing.
been a woman, and I don't listen to women yell.
And hogwash. For example, in the novel Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson, Dr. Jekyll's experiments were characterized as
She talks out of the side
unscientific
of her mouth. It's kind of
balderdash.
annoying.
I chose this word because it's old-fashioned and always
I'll
makes
be
me
Who
right
knows
back.
what in
I have to go
As
find a
healthcare
new
writers,
jabber.
we never want our writing to be described as unscientific balderdash. That does it for another installment of Write a Girl's Word of the Week.
That
If
was
you'd like
quick,
to
bitch.
request a
Hold
word
on.
for a future
I'm not
Write a
sure if I
Girl's
like
Word
the
of the Week, a
distinction
weekly
between
video series-
scientific balderdash and regular plain old balderdash.
I don't know if I like how she talks out of this side of her mouth, but her nose points towards this side of her face a little bit more. It's like an offset that I can't stop paying attention to.
It must have been a woman, and I don't listen to women yelling. I tell them to shut up.
I also don't know where her focus is because I feel like this eye is focused right at the camera. This eye is focused slightly offset. I don't know. That's just a.
I try to criticize her words instead of her appearance.
Oh, I criticize everything. That's fine.
I leave
Look,
that up to you.
No, that's fine. Trust me. People don't like that characteristic sometimes about people, but I do that to this bitch. Imagine what I do to myself in behind closed doors. So
Her name is Writer
series
Girl,
where
though.
we share
so
some of
give
our
her-
favorite
give her
words.
I know it's a terrible fucking
My
name.
name is Katie Snyder, and
Oh,
I'm
Katie
a project
Snyder, my bad.
coordinator at Write a Girl. This week, I'm here to tell you all about
I'm sorry.
That's
the
so
word
bad.
She's at
balderdash.
Writer Girl. She isn't Writer
Balderdash
Girl.
is a noun that means senseless talk or writing. Its synonyms
That's
include
so I
gibberish
think
and
she would
talk.
consider that entire conversation. Oh, look at her with her mouth open. Look at that.
Well, I think this
I think
last.
she would
these-
consider.
Ooh.
I think she
Wait
would
a minute.
consider all this balderdash.
You think we can get her to splutter?
No, I think so. You think she's a splutterer?
Well, see that I'm confused because spitting and choking isn't that two different?
Oh, I can get her to spit and choke, I'm sure.
Splutter seems to handle both choking and spitting.
You know, I just feel like this is just a bunch of rubbish anyway. You guys are talking all this drivel, this nonsense. This is blithering babble. This is all baloney, hogwash, and malarkey.
These last
Attaboy.
these last 2
That's
weeks,
good spirit.
I feel like Gary might be judging the show a little bit too much on his own. We've had
Really?
we've had irrelevant and now outrageously irrelevant.
I know these
Yeah.
topics are quite odd, I'd say,
Quite
but
odd.
not to completely
Fan-
change topic. But I just noticed again because I forgot and then I just remembered. Bum ba bum. Return to the motherfucking garage, the studio, the outdoor
Woo!
studio.
What made it happen? It's colder this week than it was last week.
I know, but I think I feel like it
Oh,
improves the rant.
I woke up 15 minutes after the start of showtime last week.
Oh, you were supposed to be out there last week. And that's
Yeah.
that's why you're talking more and you're not talking like this.
Right. Yeah.
Like reflects sound very well.
Can you,
No,
can you
I've
can you
actually
shout?
got a lot more. For instance, I've got some housekeeping to do. I've been watching the Brady and George show. Last week was your best work yet. I feel like I owe you some words of wisdom, and we're 37 shows in. I feel like I owe you 3 dozen. And a lot of people say, wait till the end of the show and we'll reveal those things there right now. Don't forget to do stuff. Now, this sounds basic, but go out and do stuff. It is so much easier and risk-free to sit on your ass, and it's so much more simple to just sit there and do nothing. Also, always carry cash. Poop regularly. Nap. Always have cash. Always carry cash on you.
I don't believe in
Remember
that.
to remember / take it all in and behave as you'd want to be portrayed, like in a made-for-TV miniseries about your life. How am I doing?
I feel like your most important part was never forget to remember Slash. He was one of the greatest guitarists ever.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. See,
That's what
you can glean a lot from my words of wisdom, and that was if you're going to take any 1 point home with you, it's remember /
Never forget to remember.
Yes.
Never forget to remember.
Yes. Correct. Thank you for pointing
Like
that out.
as such as
Balderdash.
oh,
Balderdash.
you know right. Also, more housekeeping. I missed at. Last week we did superfluous, and people say, "Where are you?" That is a question. Where are you at? Makes me angry and makes me want to get violent.
No, it doesn't. You could say, "Where are you?" Like I don't know, mentally. Where are you? Hold on, we're gonna get booted.
We're gonna get flagged for that.
Oh,
We're gonna
shit.
get flagged for it.
Yeah, but there's already so many other things we've said. So it's been
What things did we
24.
say?
Should we? No, let's give him at least 6 more minutes.
I feel like that's a bunch of.
Balderdash.
No, I really do want you to play the clip though. I'm mad as hell.
Oh, we
that
definitely,
stupid fucking rant.
definitely can't.
Yeah,
play
I love that.
We got to get off YouTube. I'm sure to play that.
Oh,
All right.
I don't know. They've used it in a lot of different propaganda.
I've also had some reflection as to why we're doing this, why I want to be here, and of course, a big reason is to make the world a better place. I do want to make people question their epistemology, and I want this is mostly for entertainment, mostly comedy, and I want to shine a light, bring to attention, call to attention some of the details that go ignored, and of course conspiracy theories. I like to shine a light on those. So I don't know. It's been a week of reflection for me, and I want to be here, and I want to do this, and I want to say as many true things as I can, and if that means saying a lot of balderdash in between, so be it. I'm muddying the waters, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. You can cover yourself in bubble wrap and never leave the house, and you'll be safer than if you put yourself out there and go after it. But I'm telling you, it's much more rewarding, although more difficult, to get after it. So here we are getting after it.
Balderdash.
Roll the clip, Brady.
Balderdash.
It's one thing caught me off guard there, Brady. How would you feel? I know this is a little bit different, but how would you feel? You're a married man. How would you feel if all of a sudden your wife came to you, or you went to your wife and you said, "You know what? I really feel like this is where like I want to be," and it out of nowhere, like you never once expressed that you didn't want to be there.
Right.
How weird that would you feel? Like,
What?
would you?
No,
like,
I was questioning what we're doing.
yeah. Why would you? Yeah,
Why?
exactly. Why would you go up to your
And,
wife and go, "Hey, I just,
and I
all of a
answered
sudden out
it
of left field."
in 3 very strong ways. Fun. It goes along with doing stuff, doing something. I don't know if we're making any difference, but making the world a better place is worth attempting.
No. Don't try to sidebar. You
You don't
You made
think
it
so?
sound
That
like
was my number 1 point.
No. You made it sound like you were questioning this, and there hasn't been once a second that I've like ever considered this as something to question.
No, but
This
I
being
think
life or this being the show?
The show.
an unexamined life isn't worth living. Examine everything. You haven't learned skepticism?
No.
Okay, next
go
week
back
we're
and listen
covering
to the actual
skepticism so that
Oh,
so
that's
the
my.
drawer
Now you're in my wheelhouse.
take a magnifying glass to everything you do
I do.
and make sure it's what you should be doing. Make sure you agree with your own stance. I explore the opposite viewpoint so that I can make a decent argument for my side.
Empathy
Examine.
for the opposing viewpoint is helpful.
Oh, I'm not that noble.
Pretending you have empathy for the opposing view. That's good. Good enough. Oh, we lost him.
Hold on, here we go. No, we got him back.
I don't know. They've used it in a lot of different.
Wow,
propaganda.
how'd you kick him out? That's what I want to know.
I've also had some reflection as to why we're doing this, why I want to be here, and of course, a big reason is to make the world a better place.
I've had some reflection on why we're doing this, why I want to be here. I've never once reflected on why we're doing this, why I want to be here. This is just something that I do and that we're doing.
I have.
I've never once went like, why am I here?
Okay, well then you're an idiot.
Yeah, I do that.
No, why?
If you were asking me, I definitely do that. I don't bring my wife into it, but
I do want to make people question their epistemology, and I want this is mostly for entertainment, mostly comedy.
Words have epistemology. I didn't think people could have epistemology.
Shine a light, bring to attention, call to attention some of the details that go ignored, and yeah.
Is that your mission statement? Is what you're trying to say? Episode 30? What? You're finally got a mission statement down, or?
Really, I should write that down. If that can you clip that?
I blurted that stuff out off the top of my head because that's what I want to do.
I feel like it's
Balderdash.
But I'm here to stand by it and defend it.
First of all, you're sitting. And I really don't have a second of all.
Right. Second of all,
Balderdash.
And thirdly, another thing.
I just kind of took offense at it because it subtly made it sound like you were questioning doing this at all to begin with.
No, not subtly. Very strongly questioning, is this worth it? And my resounding answer is yes.
Why would you question?
Be here. I've got a lot of pressure on me to not do this because I have to be at work in 4 hours.
We could change the time to
you could.
I mean, there's no problem there.
The podcast time. You could change your work time.
Time is a construct.
How many hours did you sleep already?
Have you ever constructed
I tried
anything?
to get 6 hours. I managed 3.
Have you ever constructed anything? You showed us you constructed something. Is that real? Time being a construct doesn't make it not real. I think
you're absolutely right. Look at that.
A whole show about that. That's where I learned all about time.
Right? Yeah. Specific episode.
I know
that
I get all of my information from the show. If we stopped doing this, I would just be stupid.
If time is just a construct, then why haven't I eaten yet today? Why haven't I had time for that?
I don't know, because you managed to always eat on mic directly into the mic.
I didn't even bring my food down here today. I did not
literally fucking watching the show earlier, and I hear you go.
Yeah, but see,
not only do you have to eat on mic, you have to go.
Do you know how you like making fun of people's visual? The moment that I knew that it bothered you is the moment I knew I was going to do it more.
Right.
And that's where I'm a dick. That's my fault.
It doesn't just bother me. It bothers like 90% of people. And when you want somebody to legitimately listen to you and you're doing that, it's just a slap in the face. I've shut people off. I've turned people off for less than that.
But did you know that you used to be shunned upon for putting your elbows on the table? Now people don't really care. Talking with your mouth open. Like we could go. Did you know that if you put the tines of your fork?
Disgusted by the elbows on the table.
Do you know that if you put the tines of your fork pointing up, it's like stabbing somebody with manners in the heart? Man. I mean, I could go on and on and on. I'll find a level that we will all be far past what we think. It's everything is etiquette. When do manners become Balderdash?
Balderdash. 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 Balderdash.
Boulder.
Sounds like Balderdash, yeah. Well, since Gary pointed that out, let's go to my Balderdash.
I'm
because I was mistaken by the topic. I just killed the damn thing.
Balderdash?
No, Balderdash.
Oh,
I swear that.
Okay. I see. When I'm changing stuff, I can't change scenes. That's why.
No, I just accidentally changed. I accidentally killed my share.
Catch him if you can.
Go.
One
Oh, I feel like I
Balder.
could.
comes to competition. You've
I missed
This
one
time
first
man
shot,
is his
but I got him on the next
oldest
5.
sprinter. He recently
He's
competed at the
outvoted both of these guys,
26th
and they're both
Thailand
100.
Master Athletes Championship, where older athletes compete in activities like the 100-meter sprint, long jumps,
I don't know if you
and the
could call that a
javelin throw.
sprint.
I don't know if that's
that's
He
not
why.
gave
bad,
his
bro.
all during his events, and it paid off. The Century Club member completed the
I'll
100-meter
be
run
right
in
back. I have to go find a
28.7
new javelin.
seconds,
Run
a new
the
record in
100
his age
meter, I
group.
have to take a shit.
And he left the
'Cause that's
games
literally what it
draped in
looks
gold
like.
medal. 0.7
The
seconds.
100 meter, I
A
have to
new
take a
record
That's
shit.
in
good
his age
motivation to
group.
run fast.
The Century Club
100
member
meter, I
completed
have
the
to take a shit.
100-meter run in
It's literally, I've
28.7.
run that
The
way so many
Century
times in
Club
the
member
bathroom.
completed the 100-meter run in 28.7
So you know what? It's
seconds.
as simple
A
as
new
just
record
getting a
in his age
button.
group. And he left the games draped in gold
Hide
medals.
effects.
Yeah,
Leading
draped
up
in
to the
gold medals
games,
and his
he and
own
his
shit.
70-year-old daughter/trainer train twice a day
70-year-old
to
daughter.
get competition
Oh my
ready.
lord.
His daughter shares that not only is her dad in good physical health, but he's also mentally stronger.
Yeah, he's not only in good
She also
physical
says
health,
that
he's gonna
before he
die in a
began
month.
competing, his
Out of-
hands
for natural
trembled.
causes.
They've now stopped. The former teacher has been competing for the last 4 years, and he said the best part is making new friends. He said it also improves his appetite too. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Andrea Swindle.
He eats more fucking mushed broccoli and fucking prune juice. Fucking that shit run. Since I'm the only one here, let's go back to that shit run because fucking A.
Compete in
You ever take a shit
activities like the
before? This is like the run you do.
100-meter sprint, long jumps, and the javelin throw.
Squeezing them cheeks. Again, not a
He
bad,
gave
not
his all during his events, and
impressive
it paid
javelin throw.
off. The Century Club
Here's the shit run. You know, you have to take a shit and you run to the toilet, clenching your cheeks. That's what this is.
member completed the 100-meter run in
That's what I look like,
28.7
I swear.
seconds, a new record in his age group.
New record in his age group. Not dead yet is the age group. Anyone? Bueller?
No.
What about this chick? She still got her mouth open. Hey.
Oh, fantastic.
Right. This is just a bunch of
Balderdash.
it really is. So what say you? You got more rants?
I watched a lot of ghost stories, and man, people are stupid. Because I think it's
Oh,
Balderdash.
something that is stupid or not true. Okay.
And yeah, that's exactly it. I was trying to hone up on it, and I did not find a single one intriguing enough that was worth sharing. A lot of people think that stuff moving around the house is strange. I think it's a breeze settling. You've got pets.
Yeah.
Things
I don't
fall
know,
over.
there are the stories of like cabinets being open and whatnot. I do understand doors, shutting because of wind.
Yeah, I've had a
thing,
door slam
you know.
shut. It scared the crap out of me, but it was the wind.
Yeah, because somebody may have opened another door elsewhere and it allowed a breeze to
Yep.
happens all the time. I don't negate that at all, but there are the weird stories. I've never seen them. I've never heard of them firsthand. Anyone that I know, but the whole aspect of something moving that wasn't supposed to move, or a book falling off a shelf randomly that was nowhere near. There are reportedness of that, but never actual video evidence of empirical proof.
I even looked into dark matter and dark energy because scientists simply made that crap up to make gravity work. Oh, if you have to make crap up to make your model work, your model's wrong. Work on the gravity, not the making stuff up that if it's undetectable.
You're smart enough to know that the theory of relativity is still just a theory. I mean,
when you say just a theory, you're talking about a scientific model that works, that explains exactly what we see.
Within our construct, within our consciousness, when you go outside of that, I mean, we look at
everything gets
subatomic.
filtered through my consciousness. Everything I know is filtered through my consciousness.
operate differently than their larger
They certainly do, and
counterparts.
everything we know of is made out of subatomic particles,
I'm
and they
saying that-
behave very strangely.
Yeah, right. So there could be size differentiating of different behaviors.
And it could
different-
explain some of the paranormal stories that I've been honing up on this week. Strange things happen at those tiny scales.
So do you consider it being some type of something we don't understand, or I always look at it as a potential bleed over of another dimension, a different timeline that is still existent that somehow is going.
Yeah, like ultra terrestrials, like the multi-dimensional beings.
Sure. Or even just something that it doesn't know it's emitting across, and you can hear. Like I was always intrigued about, I guess, like the voices and shit that people would hear in paranormal type areas, like the kids laughing or whatever when there's no kids around. I don't know if that was always just put on for television, but I always felt like if that was something, I wouldn't suggest that it'd be a spirit from the afterlife. It would be some type of weird bleed over from another dimension, which children are still alive in that dimension. I don't know. Maybe that's a playground in that dimension.
A lot of the
sound and vibrations and resonance. You shit on string theory last time, but the episode before that had to do with, or one of the episodes before that had to do with resonance. And you talked up string theory at the same time. So
I really think string theory is a dead end, just because no progress has been made in the last 3 decades. None, absolutely none. When nothing fruitful comes of a theory,
how much is
that long?
Combustion engine changed in 3 decades?
I mean, field theory, decent, reasonable. I'm not a big fan of dark energy, dark matter. So, like some of these leading ideas in physics, I'm not fully on board with. I'm saying Balderdash.
Yeah, but you can't just look at it and go. I assume you probably do, but I mean that this is as far as we know and as much as we know, and we have proof leading up to that aspect. So, regardless of that, this is what we need to believe at this current moment, even if it's wrong, right?
Right. No, I agree wholeheartedly. There's 2 things there. One is no one human can study everything and learn everything about everything. So you have to believe the conventional wisdom. The other thing there is the best we have. You kind of got to go with it, but I want to examine absolutely everything. And like I just said, you can't do that with absolutely everything. So you have to accept some assumptions along the way, or you'll stagnate and never get anywhere. That being said, I don't like some of the assumptions that we're working with, and I think we need to step back, reformulate, to move past our current roadblock.
Balderdash.
Balderdash.
I love how soft he is on that Balderdash. It sounds like so just
Balderdash.
non-threatening and just
Balderdash.
Balderdash. Meanwhile, the U.S. one is like
Balderdash.
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 Fucking sounds like a gay liberal.
Balderdash.
Sorry. There are gay liberals out there.
Brady, roll the what you call so that we can to get into the meat of the thing.
So we can who's and what.
The unfiltered and crude proclamation of jabber speech. Gibber, folks, listen up. Before we dive Gibber into the circus of crudeness and uncensored banter, here's our no-nonsense disclaimer. Served with a side of flash humor. Gibber, look, we're here for a good time, not a Gibber correct time, all right? In this crazy world, we're snowflakes, applesauce, and Jabber a critic. We're just trying to spread some joy without stepping on too many toes. So here's Jabber, Article I. Let's get Jabber, the sole Gibber of our discourse, be it from guests, hosts, or any random loudmouth. It's to tickle your funny bone, tease your gray matter, and eliminate the path to a mirthful existence. Any semblance of seriousness is Gibber accidental. Article 2. Jabber everyone equally. We're equal Gibber offenders, all right? We don't give a hoot about your Gibber, race, religion, or whether you prefer cats or dogs. We're here to roast anyone from politicians to Gibber our own sorry selves. No Gibber safe, not even grandma's apple pie. Article 3. Screw political Jabber. Listen, we ain't here to hold your hand or Jabber anything. So if our Jabber offend you, tough luck. We're not responsible for any ruffled feathers or Gibber feelings. But hey, if you can take the heat, we promise we'll dish out some belly laughs and maybe a couple of Gibber. Article I. Gibber. Fake news alert. Details, rumors, and downright lies you hear here are Gibber is a $3 bill. Any resemblance to real life events or people, whether alive or pushing up daisies, is purely Gibber and probably a result of us hitting the bottle We're just here to crack a few tasteless jokes, spread some jabber joy, and remind everyone that life's too short to be serious all the frickin' time. So buckle up, buttercup, and get ready for a wild ride through the absurd gibber of our humor while Fladge Rants live.
Goodbye, YouTube.
Exactly.
So back to interdimensional